Hey guys, welcome back to Veganize. I'm Anj.
And I'm Laura. And today we are doing another St. Patrick's Day dish. This one is, I don't actually know the name, but we're gonna call it an Irish sausage, bean, cabbage pot.
It's a mouthful.
It is a mouthful. Seems to me that this is a traditional dish because it was everywhere on the internet when you looked up Irish meals. Mm-hmm. We have never done this before, but we imagine that it will be tasty.
Yes, a mouthful of deliciousness.
Yes, and because most Irish dishes seem to have some type of meat in them. They have pork or lamb.
Yeah, very meaty.
And of course we're not doing that. So we decided to try for the first time some Beyond Beef sausage.
Oh yeah, so let's just show you guys now.
Yeah.
So yeah, Beyond Meat, Beyond Sausage, plant-based links. They are no soy, no gluten, no GMO. They look really good. And the thing with me is like our family's also gluten-free because of intolerance. And a lot of like vegan meats have gluten in them. That's like their base. And so it's so nice to actually find something that doesn't have gluten in it.
Yes. And so you can just get these in the refrigerator section of your supermarket right along with the other meats. There's usually a section for meatless meats.
Yeah, so hopefully these turn out good. I'm really, I can't see how they wouldn't be.
No, we've never bought this, but because this is an Irish dish, we wanted to stay closer to the Irish side, and they have a lot of meat.
Make it a little more authentic.
Yes.
But vegan.
Absolutely. So, cook along with us.
Yeah, I'm excited.
I'm just gonna put a couple of tablespoons of olive oil, or your oil of choice, into a saucepan. And traditionally, you cut up the sausages first, then it renders the fat in there. And so we don't know how these cook. So we are gonna give this a try. We'll put them in there. Hopefully they won't burn on the bottom.
Might not do that with vegan sausages, but we'll see.
Unless this has a lot of fat in them, I'm not sure. And but we'll put them in there first. We'll put the onions in, then the garlic in.
That'll be good for now. Yeah. We'll just saute that up.
We're gonna start with 4 garlic cloves, cut them up very finely, and put them in.
And then 1 large onion.
Okay, so Anj and I are gonna cut up the onion and the garlic first because we don't know if this will actually burn, and I don't want to ruin the sausage we bought. So I did want to say this is hot Italian sausage. Because there is not a lot of sausage going into the pan, we made it hot so that it actually will be quite flavorful mixed in with everything else.
Yeah, I think it'll taste really good.
Yeah.
Yep, the onion's already burning my eyes.
Okay, this actually feels weird.
It does?
It feels...
Ew. Okay, I don't want to say anything bad about vegan products, but let's... Can you see how squishy that is?
It feels like squishy meat. It really does.
There's fingerprints already in it. Oh my goodness.
Yeah,
that's so funny. Okay, yeah, so I don't want it to like fall apart.
No, what I'll do is I'll make it hot
and then
put a couple of tablespoons in this.
Yeah.
And I'm just gonna cut mine into little slices. Hopefully that will work.
Hopefully it doesn't just fall apart though, right?
Yeah.
You sure you wouldn't do it a little bigger than that?
I don't know. So you are learning along with us.
Like you can eat it plain too, right? Like without cooking it?
Well, yeah, because it's plant, but still,
I just want to taste what it tastes like even. Oh yeah, tastes like spicy meat.
Does it?
Yeah.
Wait, how many years? 7 years since you've tasted spicy meat? I'm actually putting them in little slices down because it looks like if I just mixed it in, it would actually
kind of crumble and just like mix up as...
And you wouldn't actually get slices of sausage. So I am gonna cook it so that it's a little bit
fried on both sides and probably a little harder and like more together. You can tell this is our first time working with it.
What an experience we're having.
Oh, that was a lot. That's okay.
Yeah.
It'll move down.
No. This is called experimenting with Laura and Anj.
Looks almost as gross as real meat.
It does.
While these are all frying up, we are going to be cutting up some cabbage. So this is just a small head of cabbage. We're gonna be pouring it.
Yeah.
And slicing it up. And it'll reduce when it's like cooking also.
Yeah, as soon as this is all fried up, we're gonna fry up the cabbage because we want the cabbage to be a bit braised. It actually goes a little bit sweeter when it's fried up. After that, like if two of you are working together, like Anj will do the cabbage, I will do 1 cup of finely sliced celery, and I will do 3 potatoes. And
smallish potatoes.
Yeah, because we're not boiling them, we actually want them to be small enough that they're not gonna take forever to cook.
All right.
And I don't know if you've already checked out our last video. We made colcannon, which is a potato and kale dish. Really, I think it would be a really nice addition to any meal.
You're right.
This is really like a one-pot wonder. It looks, I mean, you've got your protein because in this dish, you've got your sausage. You also have beans that we're gonna be adding, white beans. So,
oh yeah, lots of protein in here.
Yeah, and a whole thing of cabbage, plus celery and potatoes. It really is a one-pot meal.
Okay, so as you could probably tell, these are starting to look really nice and fried up on the one side. They've been frying for a few minutes now, and I'm just gonna try and flip them. I don't know how successful I'm gonna be, but we want both sides to be pretty evenly crispy.
Yes. Oh, it's going nice and brown. On one of the sides, nice and brown. So we have a big enough pot to be able to do the sausage and the onions at the same time. You could always do the sausage first and then add the onions in.
This is super healthy too, and honestly, if you're not big on processed things, you could totally omit the sausage and just add in some chunks of tofu and fry it up like that.
For sure.
It would taste great.
And then maybe just some seasoning. If you had some Montreal chicken seasoning or steak seasoning, add that in with your tofu. Maybe a little miso. You do want it to have a bit of that flavor.
We found that miso, the paste, actually brings up a really nice kind of meaty flavor, and so it's very good if you add it with like tofu stuff.
Yeah. Things look translucent now. The meat looks like it's browned. The meat. Yeah, and I guess we can just call it sausage. The sausage looks like it's browned. So now we will add the cabbage and fry it up with some of the oils. Now this is a lot of cabbage, but it will melt down into a lot less.
Yeah.
So you might want to do it in stages if it doesn't fit into your pot.
So nice and green.
This looks like a meal that would be perfect for a slow cooker.
Oh, you're right.
So if you had a crock pot and you just wanted to fry up the sausage, the garlic, the onion, and the cabbage in the morning, throw the potatoes and the vegetable broth and the beans and the spices all into your thing, leave it for about 6 or 7 hours, come home from work, and you'd have a meal.
And it's done,
Yes.
So easy.
Yeah, maybe you want to try that on St. Patrick's Day.
So this is a lot of cabbage, as you can see, and we're just gonna wait for it to brown a little bit so that we can add in the rest of the veggies. So our camera actually stopped recording as we added in the celery and the potatoes.
Yeah, we just threw it on top.
And then we also added 2 cans of beans. So we have white beans here, and we said it's a traditional Irish thing to add white beans, as far as we know.
Yes.
Please tell us if you're Irish, if this is true or not. But we added 1 cup of navy beans and then 1 cup or can of white kidney beans.
Because we don't know what actually white beans are Irish, so we sort of covered our bases.
Yeah. You could also add chickpeas or garbanzo beans if you would like to.
Yes. And we also added 1.5 cups of vegetable broth. So if you want gluten-free, the Campbell's actually has a certified gluten-free vegetable broth. So you just pour that right over top of your potatoes and your beans, and now we will add some spices. So we will start with 1 teaspoon of salt. I know everyone has different tastes as far as sodium goes, so we will start with 1 teaspoon. We will personally taste it ourselves after it has simmered, and we will see if it tastes good, and then we can add some more.
Yep. Also gonna be adding 1/2 teaspoon of pepper.
We will do 1 teaspoon of thyme, of dried thyme.
And we're gonna be adding 1 teaspoon of garlic powder. I know we already have the garlic cloves in here, but we like it nicely flavored.
Nicely flavored. You don't want bland.
No.
1 teaspoon of onion powder.
And we'll also be adding 2 tablespoons of apple cider vinegar.
This will just give it a little bit of tang.
Yeah, I didn't actually know why we would be adding this.
Okay, so now that you have all of your stuff in the pot, this is all it's gonna be unless you wanna add additional spices after it simmers. Once it's all in there, give it a little bit of a stir. We want the potatoes and everything to cook.
Yeah. And this will just be sitting on medium heat for about 20 to 30 minutes. We'll probably check it after 20 minutes just to make sure everything's good. But yeah, it's looking good, it's smelling good.
It is. Put the lid on it. If your stove runs hot, just put it down a little bit, but we'll be back in 20 minutes.
Yeah.
Okay, so our 20-minute timer has just gone off, so we will give it a try.
Ooh.
Oh, be careful because this will drip and it'll be very hot. You don't want to burn yourself.
She's steamy.
Yeah, okay, and mix it around. We will turn it down so that when we taste, we don't burn ourselves. Okay, let's give this a try. Okay, we're gonna have to let this cool down for a bit because it is very hot.
Oh yeah, just a second.
Oh, it's hot. Hot, hot, hot. Okay. It's a little bland.
Really bland. Okay, so
we will not leave you with a bland meal. That's not us.
No. We are doing right by this dish. Okay, we need to add some things. Okay. All right, so salt.
Salt, garlic.
Garlic, yes.
Some more thyme.
I think it would also taste really good if we put in vegetable powder, like the vegetable broth
Bouillon powder. Okay.
Yes.
Okay, so that's what we're gonna do. How about so 1 more teaspoon of salt.
Okay. Yeah. We'll start with 1 teaspoon. We'll taste it again after.
So we're gonna do 1 teaspoon of salt, 1 teaspoon of garlic, 1 teaspoon of thyme, and 1 teaspoon of powder of the vegetable bouillon powder. Okay.
Sounds good.
Okay, so I'm starting with the thyme. I'm gonna put in, this is a half teaspoon, so I'm gonna add in a full another teaspoon of thyme.
Full other teaspoon of salt.
So this is the vegetable bouillon powder. Just make sure it's vegan.
And gluten-free.
And gluten-free. 1 teaspoon of this vegetable bouillon powder.
And 1 more teaspoon of garlic.
So we will stir this around. Our very last thing that we do is we add a little bit of plant-based milk or a plant-based cream. So just make sure you're not adding a plant-based cream that has sugar added into it.
Oh yeah, not like a coffee cream or anything. No. Don't make that mistake.
So this is what we have. This is a half and half. So it's oat and, what is this? Oat and
coconut.
Oat and coconut. And it is actually quite a thick cream. And let's just see the sugars. There's 0 grams of sugar in this.
No.
I don't think you want to have a sweet cream in your Irish stew dish.
Well, is it a stew?
Or is it a pot? Or a
blend mixture?
Yeah.
Plate?
A casserole?
No. Wait, what's a casserole?
This.
It is?
Well, a casserole is something that you cook in the oven.
Okay.
But still, it's a 1-pot dish. I'm gonna add a half a cup of cream. And we'll have to stir it around again. And then we will see if we've added enough spice. And you can let this cook down a little bit as well since we've just added the cream. Keep the lid off, let it cook down for a little bit so it's not too watery. Because it's not really, it's not really a stew, so.
How watery is it supposed to be? Like plateable, or would you put it in a bowl?
It's not soup. It's like a thick, okay, we're guessing at this, but I'm guessing that it's like a thick stew.
A thick, you're calling it a stew again.
Okay, so this is like let's make this plateable. So if you want it to be a stew, pull it out at this stage.
Retasting.
I got a little piece of potato in this one. So
yeah, me too.
Much better.
Even just adding that made it a lot better.
I think we should cook it for another 10 minutes just to soften the potatoes though.
Yeah,
do you think?
A little bit more? Yeah. Alrighty guys, and we're back. So this has been simmering for another 10 minutes and it's looking and smelling so much better.
It is, and it's really rich and thick looking. It would be a perfect dinner dish on St. Patrick's Day.
Yes, and it's so healthy though too. Like when you think about it, it's literally just vegetables and protein.
Yes, absolutely. Okay, so let's dish some up and give it a taste. Might look bland, but it is not bland.
We assure you.
So we will taste this. Oh, it's really good.
I want to get some of the sausage in there.
Yeah, so if you want more sausage, go ahead and put more in.
Honestly, you could even just add like additional tofu to this.
I like it. So that extra little bit of spice that we added made it a average dish to a outstanding dish.
Outstanding. And really, I think the spice from the sausage actually went to the rest of it because we didn't add that much spice anywhere else. But I can tell it's like almost a nice kind of spice to the dish.
Yeah, so it could be our, besides our additional spice that we added, the extra 10 minutes has melded everything together.
Yeah, for sure.
So we really hope that you try this. If you're looking for an Irish dish, a vegan, gluten-free Irish dish
that's actually healthy and good for you.
Absolutely, this is it. We've got the dish for you. So we are grateful that you have watched us. We are grateful for sticking with us until we came up with an outstanding dish.
Yes.
Have an awesome St. Patrick's Day.
Yes, party it up. Add a little health to your day also.
Absolutely. We will see you next time. See you later.
See you. Oh my goodness.
I like it.
That was hilarious. Bring it back in. There we go.
Okay, so. So corny.